But there is a sense of frustration that what we have agreed, even at a continental level, involving all leaders and how regional communities should work, with the AU at a continental level, is not implemented. The systems are so bureaucratic.
Ladies and gentlemen, now you can understand why we want changes in this continent, why we want more Traores in this continent. The current leadership that we have are not serving the interest of Africans. That's why they have agreed something, whether in the African Union, regional bodies, but they are not going to implement. Why? Because they want to serve the masters. The time has come for we young people to push and to put pressure on our leaders to implement what they have agreed. And this makes me to fear that even the Africa Continental Free Trade Area will remain in articles and books, will not be implemented. The Agenda 2063 will not be implemented. Just imagine the president, who is the part of those things planning, saying openly that what they have agreed are not implemented. So who will implement? And that's why Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso decided to withdraw from ECOWAS, because these continental bodies, regional bodies, sometimes looks useless to us because they are not implementing what we have agreed. So who will build this continent? So we need changes. Let us continue with President Kagame, then I will come to President Ramaphosa, then I will come back and conclude my view and perspective on what I heard from these leaders. Welcome.
That you imagine they live in another world, not this one that is so harsh to us that we need to be doing certain things certain ways without expecting that somebody will always be kind to us, and that's what we depend on almost forever. I'm saying this out of experience. I have lived in my country, and I see many other African countries go through that. So on one hand, there is everything in our hands to do whatever we need to do and benefit from that. On the other, we are expecting that somebody else will come and do what we need for ourselves.
Right.
So how can this go on forever? We have the knowledge, we have the vision, we have everything. We have resources, and we have organizations, we organize, we have. Africa should be far ahead of where we are now. And we shouldn't take any comfort that some progress has been made here or there. We just need to do what we have to do.
Right.
Yes, and we have all the means to do it. So we are actually our own problems. So if we addressed ourselves to this matter, that we need to work together, that we need to, we export raw materials, all right?
Right.
And then import
the finished product.
Finished products. We export talent and then get experts coming to give us all kinds of things.
No. We're here, we're talking normally as human beings to one another because we know we have to negotiate. Now.
So if the rest of leaders are not implementing, can we make Captain Ibrahim Traore a president of Africa? Please, President Kagame, suggest that we need President Traore to become a president of Africa for this time, so that maybe we can implement those ideas that many leaders are not ready to implement. Because we see in Burkina Faso, within a short time, things have happened. Of course, even yourself, you can become a president of Africa, but let us give a chance and the opportunity to this young, energetic leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore. I think you can achieve. But for these leaders, politicians that we have right now, we are going nowhere. We are going nowhere. It doesn't need microscopes. It doesn't need scientists experiment. Everything is open that the current leaders, politicians are not ready to support us, are not working for us. And that's why they are not ready to implement. They know that if they will implement, their masters are going to lose jobs, to lose raw materials. Their industries are going to collapse. So they are not ready to implement what we have agreed.
I mean, people may think that President Kagame and I are in conflict, and some of you may have thought that there's going to be fireworks as we're sitting close to each other.
It is wonderful to see you agreeing and not contradicting each other. You're all thinking it.
So all these efforts have been building a very strong and firm foundation. And of course, because our countries on the continent are not islands, we don't live alone in this God-given world or planet. We have to interface and interact with others. So whatever contribution others can make who are extra African is important. But in the end, we must also remember the principle that we have adopted as Africa, that African problems or African solutions for African problems. In the end, and President Kagame knows this, whatever discussions are happening, in the end has to be endorsed, signed off, and owned and appropriated by us as Africans, because this is our continent. We are in charge of the future of this continent, and we must build peace ourselves because we live on this continent, and therefore we have a deep responsibility to ensure that peace does indeed prevail. And what they are doing with Qatar, US, or whoever is part of the peace-building process, but it is inherently African. And we must thank and applaud those who are assisting because they are our partners, but we are the owners of the whole process ourselves as Africans.
Yes, welcome back, dear lovely family, friends, fellow Africans. Those are leaders, President Paul Kagame as well as President Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa, who participated at Africa CEO Forum. From what you heard, dear lovely family, friends, share with us your opinion, your views, and also share this video to many Africans in different parts of this world. Dear lovely family, as I said at the beginning, we need a new leadership. We need new DNA in our leadership because the current leadership is serving the master. As you heard President Kagame said, we have everything in our hands. We have resources, we have manpower. I'm talking about human capital. We have everything, but we have intelligent people, but we lack coming together. And this is because we have leaders who are serving the masters. So the time has come for we young people to call our leaders who are serving the master to step down, to leave us in our mother continent, Africa. They are manipulating us every now and then. So just imagine that they have agreed to do something, but they are not implementing. Why? Because they know, as Kagame said, that we are exporting intelligence, innovation, jobs. So it means we have leaders who are feeding their masters, who are supplying jobs. If you supply raw materials, it means you supply jobs. You are supplying jobs and innovation and intelligence to their masters. So if our leaders know all these things, why don't we, or why don't they speak to each other, telling each other face to face that what you are doing is not right? I think the time has come for we Africans to speak openly that what President A, President B, you are doing is not in line with us. You are betraying us. You are sabotaging us. We must come and speak especially we young people. And that's why when our leaders said that we need 5 UN permanent seats at the Security Council, I said no. We don't need all those 4. I mean, if all of those 5, we need only 1. That for Africa, the UN Security Council permanent seat, 1 permanent, that will have veto, and that will for Africa. So you see how the world, Western world, are manipulating Africans. So they want to give us 5, whether 1 to African Union, next to SADC, maybe another one to East Africa, another one to maybe ECOWAS, maybe another one to Maghreb or Arab nations. You see, this is a kind of division. But our leaders know the challenges, but to implement the challenges, I mean to find the solution of challenges. Of course, the solution they have. Our solution is simple. We need to come together. All of these things, it's because we are not united. That's why it is very easy to find that Africans are very easy to do business with others than to do business with fellow Africans. So we know our challenges, but because of manipulation, because of colonial minds that we have in our heads, that's why you see all these things happening. President Ramaphosa has said the issue of African solution for African problems. But can our leaders speak with one voice? But you find that our leaders are dividing dividing each other and divided themselves. You see, what happened in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso must be supported. Have you heard any president who is in power, who came out, except President Duma Boko of Botswana, who came out and praised the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traore? The rest are keeping silent. They are talking about these things, small things. What we need right now is implementation of agreements. That's why I said this, what we call Agenda 2063, will become nothing, because I don't see countries implementing Agenda 2063, because there's no one who will ask you, what have you done to achieve Agenda 2063? No anybody or any tool that is questioning each country, what have you done to achieve Agenda 2063? So each country is busy doing their own things. And these countries are already manipulated. They have puppets who are making sure that Africans, what we have agreed, are not going to occur. So this is a shameful thing, and this is disappointment to us, the people of Africa. And that's why we are saying, Africans, we need to come together. We need to unite, to speak with one voice, to say we want this and that. We want to see that we stop exporting our raw materials. But it is difficult because of division. As I said many times, we are already divided, whether in ideological, we are divided into religion, we are divided into languages. You see, these Francophone, Anglophone, Lusophone, you see, that's how we were divided, and we continue to be manipulated. So it is difficult. And even our leaders are not speaking with one language. Each leader has its own vision. We don't have a common mission and a common vision. And that's why I asked before the starting of this year, by December last year, I said we need one summit, a summit that will bring the sons and daughters of our mother continent Africa in the diaspora, bring them back home, and cause a summit with brothers and sisters in the continent, then starting conversation, asking difficult questions, why we are poor while we have all these resources, where we have made mistakes so that we cannot repeat the same mistakes. What's wrong went through us, and starting strategizing, how can we achieve 100 years to come? Because right now, Europeans, Chinese, Americans are thinking about 200 years to come. You saw the way Europeans came together, united, and divided Africa and colonized Africa for 400 years. They came together and decided and colonize Africans. You can see. For 400 years. So I think even we Africans, the time has come to say we can do something. We can create a good environment. This is a shameful thing. This is disappointment. And this is not acceptable. And we should raise our voices to say, well, if you agree something, you have to implement. So kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, let us not speak for too long, but it is paining me to hear that a president speaking like this, that they have agreed to do something, but nothing has happened. And yet, the same leaders are telling us they are going to create jobs. The same leaders are telling us they are going to industrialize our continent, they are going to build infrastructures. They come out on podiums saying that we are implementing Agenda 2063. They are trying to quote good words from Kwame Nkrumah, Nyerere, and many other founding fathers, but they are not implementing. This is a shameful thing. So let us wake up, all of us, the people of Africa. Let us unite and come together. The time is now. Let us make Captain Ibrahim Traore our leader who will lead this continent. I think we need to join him and to see what we can do with him. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make Africa great. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa.